Hey everybody. Okay, so we've got some new training today on breaking the cycle in our businesses. We have put quite a bit of effort into making adjustments in our businesses that have gotten to this point in the current economic environment. And so for businesses that are still thriving or have found themselves in for those of us who are owners, we know that sometimes it takes a severe push to get us to make changes. These are good ways to look at our business, implement some changes, and decide if it makes sense to either reach out for coaching or if you can do this internally. Understand that anything that you take from our videos that we post up on our website is for you to try. We try to give you as much information as we can in the videos, but a lot of times it will behoove you to reach out for coaching from one of my staff or myself, and we can talk about that further if you just reach out to us on any one of our social media platforms. You can email us or get on there, and there's tons of ways to reach out so that we can set up a coaching consult with you. Okay, so we're going to talk about breaking the cycle today, and this cycle will be applicable to anything in your business that you are looking for a result. In some cases, you can even apply this to your personal life. So take this and apply it wherever you feel it necessary. All of the things that we do in life are based on what we believe a certain behavior will provide us. Where we start to trip up is we cannot change what we don't necessarily measure. We don't realize we're making a mistake until we don't get the results that we're looking for. So what I have behind me today is a kind of flow chart of where we can start to identify we're having problems in any specific thing, personal life, business, a process in our company, that we're not getting the result that we want. So we typically start here, and that's why this is kind of a flowing circle rather than a straight line that you'll see us talk about this process. So we start to see, hey, you know what? I'm not getting the results that I want. I'm not getting people to do the things that I'm asking them for. I'm not getting the sales numbers I want. I'm not getting the communication that I want. It doesn't have to be a tangible result. It can be a very intangible thing that we're looking for. That will roll into a belief system. So this can go one of two ways. We can get great results, and it will boost our beliefs that what we've done works and we should either continue doing that or do more of it. Or we'll get poor results and it will struggle and defeat our beliefs and kind of undermine ourselves. That causes judgments one way or the other. Well, I don't want to work with these companies because my numbers didn't come in quite as successfully from these companies, so I'm going to shed them to the side. Or I don't want to hire this type of person because they don't work as hard. So the beliefs turn into judgments. And then our judgments turn into an actual tangible action. It's how we move forward with what our beliefs have turned into. Did we make the hire? Did we prospect those people? Did we coach a certain way? Did we seek the training that we were looking for? So it turns into an action, and then those actions become the leading indicators that get us the results. Now, they might not be the results that we were looking for because something may have shifted in this cycle and all of a sudden we've gotten a different result. However, when we're not getting what we want, that's when we have to say, hey, you know what? These results something has to change. We don't like the results we're getting. We don't like what our employees are doing. So we need to stop and identify. We need to measure what's going on. We need to monitor it because we can't measure what we don't monitor, and decide what we have come across in our business? What has led us to this type of hiring? What has led us to this type of sales? The same thing, even if we don't do this, we like our results, we believe that we have the right set of beliefs, but it's cost us the kind of behind the scenes judgment that we don't have to change the way we do things. We don't have to be, our growth pattern is just fine, but boom, pandemic, and we're not broadening our scope. For our owners and managers that take our training, we talk a lot about working on our business versus in our business. And if we're not careful, we start to separate ourselves. We don't have the culture in our organization where our workers see our owners in and invested and working in our business. They see a big, thick line and they only feel that they're working on our business and not with us. So then we start to see a huge line here and then another barrier and then another barrier. And before you know it, this starts to negatively affect the results, and this whole circle where a lot of times we're talking about the money or the dollar figures on the inside, this circle gets smaller and smaller and smaller. For those of you that coach with me, I say a lot, there's plenty of companies out there that make money in spite of themselves. However, those same companies have the ability to make their circle a lot bigger if they have an awareness that we can eliminate these barriers or put the barriers, adjust where the barriers are to make them more successful, make them a better recruiting company, make them a more profitable company, make their employee retention better. Sometimes that's not always about making more money, but lowering their costs. So in the end, you make more money, but we're lowering their costs. We're making them more green. We're following some of the bigger picture initiatives that they're really looking for in their organizations, depending on the size of them. So this flow chart right here is what will reduce the struggle that we all seem to find ourselves in. I don't know that I get the luxury of coaching businesses that are loving life right this second. We all have a struggle, and the struggle pain is kind of inevitable. The struggle is what's optional. So when we can identify where the barriers are, the struggle becomes less. The struggle isn't an indictment on whether we're a good person or not. It's just how quickly can we identify it and move forward, because people that work for us and people that are around us, our personal lives, what we bring home, it negatively affects those too. So this should give you the ability, you want to write this chart down. Where can you identify your blocks are at, and what can you do to mitigate them? And they will shift. When you identify one, you'll probably start to see it shift around. And the idea is to just get them to show up as few times as possible, or make them at least manageable. So hopefully this was helpful. And if you have questions or identifying where your problems are or where your walls are at, how to get around them, or helping to assess your team, we're happy to do so. Like I said, you can reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or email, and one of my coaches will be happy to reach back out to you and get you all set up. So I hope everybody is staying healthy and well, and I hope you take just a little bit of time to breathe life in. Have a great day, everybody.